So this here is game number 1 of a best of 1. So it's just this game. It's the round of 128 in Go for SC2 Thursday. I'm Madals, and spawning up to the top left-hand position, representing Seed Gaming, it is Revolution. And his opponent down to the south, representing HOA, it is Zenith. Nice little bit of ZvZ going to be coming down here. I'm excited about ZvZ. I love ZvZ. It's probably one of my favorite mirror matchups. Maybe my favorite. I can't often decide between ZvZ and TVT. ZvZ, I think, has a lot of positional and dynamic features to it. The way that you've really got to be on the ball about what your opponent is doing and just keeping a good eye on all the different builds and all the different times they could just outright come and kill you. Really makes it quite a fast-paced matchup that you've got to be thinking about a lot. And just one little slip-up can really cause you a lot of problems. I still think probably TVT wins out really just in terms of my favorite mirror matchup, just because that matchup is just so amazing to see. There aren't really any build order losses and stuff like that, so it can lead to a lot of excitement. Anyway, two Overlords about to bump head, but of course King's Sejong Station is just a 2 spawn position map. Both players going for the 14 pool. So, okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, no, actually, it was a 15 pool. I take that back, not 14. So, yeah, 15 pools on both sides, playing it safe. Economically speaking, doesn't really throw you off the mark that much. And that's due to it being, allowing you to get an earlier queen out. It means you can hit those injects as long as you go for the expansion off the back of it, which both of these two are. Overall, it doesn't make a big difference in terms of where you stand in terms of your economy. Now, why would you go pool first rather than hatch first? Big reason, it's a 2-player map. If your opponent was going for something really aggressive, you could run into problems if you went hatch first. Also, it's a best of 1, and as a result of that, you don't really want to be throwing yourself too far off the mark. You don't want to be getting yourself in a position where you could just lose, because there isn't a second and a third game you can try and come back in. It's all down to this. So both players just being cautious, both players getting out a pair of Zerglings, and both players getting out their queens now. So this is quite normal stuff. Nothing crazy going on. There isn't even a difference in gas. Both of them are really on the mark. Zenith slightly sooner on that Vespian income, but it's minute, the difference. But minute differences can be very important. Obviously in ZvZ, the big thing you're looking for if they have both gone for the gases early is whether they keep the drones in gas after reaching 100 Vespian in order to start speed. If they don't, it usually suggests they're going more economic focused or a big speedling play. If they do, you're looking at banelings most likely coming on down. So as we approach that 100 gas, we see that Zenith is keeping all of the drones busy mining away their startup speed. Meanwhile, Revolution is going to be doing the same, although his speed is not getting started quite yet. Where is his attention gone? Currently not actually starting up speed. He's now quite a long way past where speed should get started. What is he doing? Okay, he's keeping an eye on this link. There we go. Speed is now started, but that's a good 30 seconds behind. So his attention not on getting that Zergling speed upgrade going ASAP. And unfortunately, as a result, he's actually got quite a big, basically, disadvantage when it comes to that speed timing. And 30 seconds is certainly noticeable. Both players now off the back of this are going in for their Baneling nest. Both players are going to be gunning towards a little bit of Zergling Baneling play, potentially moving up into Mutalisks. This is quite a good map for Mutas. There's a decent amount of dead space you can harass through. You can get out the back, which is good. The natural base is also quite exposed. So Mutas certainly are a build that can work very nicely on this map. With Zenith getting the early lair, certainly could be that. Otherwise, just Zergling Baneling play can last for quite a while. If you get a lot of Speedlings and Banelings out, it can cause a lot of trouble and a lot of harassment. Lair now coming through for Revolution. Again, about 20 seconds behind, but it's the speed disadvantage that would be annoying if there were any kind of aggression coming through on either side. But both happy to drone at the moment. Revolution now going up to 4 gases. Now 4 gases on 2 bases nearly always signals that it's going to be a Mutalisk style play, as we see Zenith doing as well, going up to those gases. Zenith, though, has still got a bit of a lead in terms of the gas. He got a second gas and then the third and fourth added in. Revolution will have the 4 gases slightly sooner, but his attention is trying to deal with these Zerglings. Ooh, a Baneling gets detonated, that's good. But yeah, hasn't put any drones in there, so actually Zenith is pulling quite a long way ahead in that overall gas count. He needs to put a third drone in there, there we go. So, not a huge lead, but the Spire's already started and the gas is the same after that. So that's 1 Mutalisk in the bank more than Revolution has. So Zenith is going to be fairly content with that. Having an additional Mutalisk out on the field, especially in those early stages, can be really big. It also means that he can match the Mutalisk numbers and start the +1 Carapace upgrade. Overall, it's really beneficial. Spinecrawler coming down now for Revolution, clearly feeling a little bit concerned. His scouting information hasn't seen too much. He knows that there isn't a third base yet, but we'll now see the drone moving down for Zenith. That gives it away. Revolution is going to go and take his own third too, so both of these two pretty similar in what they're doing. Just about a 20-second advantage on the Spire timing for Zenith, and still about 150 gas ahead of his opponent there. So minor differences, but yeah, in a mirror matchup, little differences can start making quite a big difference. So the Spire, about 15 seconds off at the moment for Zenith. It'll be interesting to see when he starts pumping out those meters, how many he goes for. Has got a couple of defensive Banelings coming in, just in case these Speedlings were too aggressive. Ooh, Baneling detonation, a bit miscontrolled there. Single lone Zergling going to get caught out of position. 2 Banelings waddling forward now. Remember, 2 Banelings kills that Baneling, so got to be a bit careful. They're still waddling ever further forward. One good detonation from Revolution could spell disaster. These 2 Banelings, the waddling little landmines, looking to try and get a connection. Mutalisks coming out on both sides. Not too much being done yet. Revolution still wanting to try and take out that third base if he can. Morlings coming on through. The Mutalisk count is quite massively actually in favour of Zenith at the moment, who already has those meters out. He's got a small advantage in the timing of that +1 Carapace. But for now, just adds in a couple of spores. He knows that his opponent is going mutas as well, or suspects that it could be. Revolution also now grabbing down a couple of spore crawlers, trying to keep himself safe from these small numbers of Mutalisks that come out early. Zenith feeling pretty confident. He's got 12 drones coming on through. Able to pick off 1 worker there, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, 12 drones coming on down. That is a big commitment to drones, and means that he is going to take quite a substantial lead there. Revolution, on the other hand, he's pumping out more Mutalisks. He wants to try and get his flock a bit bigger than his opponent. Should be able to. He's got the +1 Carapace upgrade coming through as well. But look at the drone count. 55 to 44. That gives Zenith quite a superior economy overall compared to his opponent. Means that he will be able to spare a couple more Lings. And while you may be saying, they're going, well, Lings can't attack Mutalisks, Madals. Why would he want to get some of those out? The reason simply is that if you've got units on the ground underneath 2 groups of Mutalisks fighting, those units on the ground will soak up some of the bounce attacks. That will minimize the damage your Mutalisks take and maximize your chances in that engagement. So a little attempt to take out a gas. Focusing gases when you're going muta on muta is really powerful, because while the gas is down, you're blocking out a decent chunk of, well, about 100 gas per minute. So Mutalisk per minute is what you're costing them if you manage to take down an extractor. Still, Revolution seeing a 51 works to 59. He's trying to harass a little bit with a couple of Lings, but not going to do much. 17 to 15 Mutalisks at the moment. +2 flyer attack coming down for Zenith, whereas +1 flyer attack on its way now for Revolution. The +1 flyer attack is done slightly quicker, but overall it's a slightly less efficient upgrade compared to the +2 Carapace. So for a small period of time, roughly 30 seconds, Revolution will be in a better position to deal with a muta on muta fight. But after that, Zenith takes an advantage just because he's got the O2 upgrades rather than 1-1. Still very close times. 60 drones to 48. So that's actually quite a substantial difference that we're seeing right now. Revolution down a fair bit. His gas income is the same, but it's the minerals that he's losing about 500 or so per minute on. So that obviously means Zenith is able to afford a 4th base quicker. He's able to get out quite a few Lings without actually breaking his bank. So again, little advantages like that can start making quite a big difference in mirror matchups, as we've been seeing. Zenith just holding the map control. He's down by 1 Mutalisk, but that is all. Both players losing very little. Ooh, Revolution getting a nice little trade here. We'll be able to pick up 1, potentially even 2 Mutalisks. We'll get a second Mutalist, chasing down this flock of Zenith, and this is some beautiful damage coming on through. Revolution is going to be ridiculously happy with that. He was able to kill off 2 Mutalisks, which is massive in a muta on muta game, and it has given him the lead. He's also about to have the +1 flyer attack through. It's not quite finished yet, but it's getting fairly near. In come the Mutalisks. Take off a lone drone. They're going to be backing away. They don't want to take a bad engagement now that Revolution has got himself a small little advantage. Over on Zenith's side, his +2 flyer carapace is still 40 seconds away from completion, but he does have the infestation pit, so he can look to go into hive. He could also look to get a couple of infestors down, because a good fungal growth on the mutalisks of your opponent can be devastatingly effective. Good wave, more drones coming through now from Revolution. He's still 10 drones down, which is hurting his mineral income. But remember, he's got the +1 flyer attack. He's still got 10 seconds, but probably not going to be able to utilize that. Immediately starts the +2 flyer carapace upgrade. But with Zenith about to finish up his +2 flyer attack, he does have slightly better upgrades, but he's also down by 4 mutalisks. And numbers really are probably the biggest influencing factor in Muta-on-Mutalisk fights. 4th base now for Zenith, coming on down as both players are starting to deplete the minerals and resources available in their mains, so these continents expansions are going to start becoming rather important. Both players also investing quite heavily in the Spore Crawlers, getting that static defense up, trying to make sure that mutas can't come in and harass mineral lines too easily, that spores would deal huge amounts of damage to them. So all in all, both of these two just playing things very carefully and very cautiously. We can see the resources lost for a game that's approaching the 16-minute mark is incredibly low, 1,175 to 625. Revolution is trading more efficiently, but with such low numbers, even just a couple of links going down here will do a lot to start leveling that out. So minor things. Mutalisks are what's going to make the big difference, and Revolution is 6 ahead now in the muta count. But infestors are coming on through. Pathogen glands is done, so they will have fungal growth available when they pop on out. And a big fungal growth could wreck this game for Revolution. It's that simple. But if he's able to split those mutalisks well, he's able to utilize strong positioning, and actually that's when he may be able to deal with those. The infestors are now popping out. First few are on the field. These mutaflocks getting incredibly large. Revolution actually going to be going up to 55 mutalisks. Maxed out there. Those muta upgrades are going to be exceptionally important. Hive coming down now as well for Zenith. Only time will tell what these two players are going to be able to do. In come the mutas now. Winding and slowly edging on forward. They've got to be very careful. Revolution sees this. Note the lings on the ground. They're going to be very important to soak up some of the bounce attacks. Revolution getting quite brave. Where are the infestors? The infestors, where are they? Okay, they're waddling forward now. Remember, those fungal growths, if they hit a clumped up group of Revolution's mutalisks, could be GG. In come the infestors. This is the hit that he wants. He gets so many mutalisks. That is exactly what Zenith was looking for. Look at the numbers of mutas tumble. But does Zenith have enough to deal with this? The fungals haven't managed to kill the mutalisks yet, but another big hit should do the work. Big drops on both sides, but Revolution just had so many numbers there. The muta on muta fight going well at the moment for Revolution. He's got that 2-1 upgrades and has the numbers advantage. 13 mutalisks to 7. The resources lost favoring Zenith though. He was able to do more damage than what he took. Plus he's got that 4th base. He's counter-attacking with some speedlings. Those fungals prevented that fight from being absolutely whitewashing. This 4th base for Revolution is frantically trying to get saved to just be able to stay up, but it's only got 145 HP. The drone count is still in Zenith's favor, which means he's got a fairly substantial bank still sitting there. The mutalisk count, very level. 1 mutalisk advantage for Revolution after those pop on out. 60 lings coming for Zenith. He's spending some of those minerals that he's got in the bank, looking to try and finish off what he started at that 4th. And if the 4th hatchery goes down, it not only hurts the mineral income of Revolution, but it also means that he will be 200 gas per minute down on his opponent. A lot of these lings getting caught. They're going to try and take as much of them as possible. The muta fight going well, but there's the infestors yet again, getting some good fungals, trapping a lot of them, and this could be it for Revolution. He loses so many mutalisks now, down to 13. Zenith has still got the better economy, the better bank. No counterattack. The 4th is still available, but that isn't going to be lasting much longer as we've got a handful of speedlings racing on over there. Can Revolution defend this 4th base? I think not. It's going to get taken down, and that is the GG. Zenith is able to take this game and will advance on into the round of 64.